There are basically three groups of people for everyone who watched Captain America: Brave New World. There's some people who said that they hated it, it was bad. There's some people who say it was mediocre, fun, and then there's some people who say it was really good. And I think I would lie in between the group who said it was fun, but it was also a pretty good film. Okay, so let's just start off with the plot. So the plot basically revolves around Sam Wilson. He has taken up the Captain America mantle, and now Thaddeus Ross, who is now the President of the United States, wants Captain America to be an official government position and wants to help him rebuild the Avengers. Sam is skeptical for obvious reasons because of the Sokovia Accords and everything. And then, there's an attack in the White House, and so Captain America now, without President Ross's permission, goes and finds out who is behind this. And it turns out to be Samuel Stearns, who is the leader. And so he finds the leader, and basically the leader's plan is to show who President Ross is to the world, which is a monster. And so he nearly breaks out war between America and Japan as they fight over the celestial giant in the ocean that was shown in Eternals. It's about time they brought that up. And then eventually Thaddeus Ross turns into what we know as Red Hulk, and then Captain America is able to talk him out of it and calm him down, and they put him onto the island where they put in prison Sam Wilson, Captain America, all the other heroes who didn't want to sign the Sokovia Accords in Civil War. So now, let's talk about some of the problems with this film. And one of the main problems with it is that it is overstuffed. It just has too much stuff it tries to accomplish within 2 hours. And that would be, it's trying to connect past MCU films. It's trying to balance out the plot of the film itself. It's trying to build on Sam Wilson being Captain America, and it's just trying to balance out the plot of the film. That's 4 pretty major things, all in a little less than 2 hours. So, first of all, this film needed to be longer, and because they're trying to balance out so much stuff, the villains in the film don't get enough screen time. So Samuel Stearns isn't the only villain. He's the main one, but he isn't the only villain. We have Sidewinder, who is really underused, though I think that's kind of okay since he should be returning. Then, we have, of course, Samuel Stearns, the leader, which I would have loved to see more of. He was maybe in 4 scenes with his face showing, maybe 3 scenes where it's just his voice, but I really wanted to see more of him because he's a very interesting character. And then we have Red Hulk. Red Hulk isn't used a lot. He's just towards the end. But when they do use him, he is used pretty well. Now, a majority of the film looks good, but another problem is, as I said, a lot of the film does look good, there is some parts where it just doesn't look very good at all. There's some obvious reshoot moments. There's some obvious green screen moments and stuff like that, though those instances are kind of rare. But now let's talk about the good in this film, because there is quite a lot of good. So the film overall looks good, besides the couple obvious green screen moments and obvious reshoots. The film looks really good. It's a very beautiful film to watch. Samuel Stearns is an interesting villain, but as I said, I'd like to see more of him. I like how they show Sam Wilson to be kind of questioning if he is worthy of the Captain America mantle, because Steve Rogers before him was an amazing Captain America, and now he has to take up the shield. Also, Harrison Ford gives an amazing performance. He kind of carries this film, honestly. Harrison Ford's performance is just amazing, and I really hope they bring back Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross, because that was a really good performance. Harrison Ford is a great actor. Now, another really good thing about this film is if you've been watching Marvel films for the past couple of years, you'll see that their projects have become very kind of humorous, and there's a lot of jokes where there shouldn't be, and this film doesn't have that. When there are jokes, they're jokes that make sense, and the jokes should be in those scenes. There's no just random joke in the middle of an action scene, because there have been some of that in past Marvel films. It tries to take on kind of a serious tone, kind of like in The Winter Soldier, which is good. Now, obviously, it's not as good as The Winter Soldier, but it tries to be kind of like a political thriller, and it kind of succeeds in that. But as I said before, it's not as good as Winter Soldier, especially some of the hand-to-hand combat in the beginning. Oh my God, that was really choppy and bad editing. But at the end of the day, is this a good film? Well, it's not bad enough to absolutely kill the MCU, but it's not good enough to absolutely just save it. It's kind of like a 6 to 7 out of 10, kind of in that range. It tries to be Winter Soldier level, but it's not quite there yet. So, for instance, if Winter Soldier was like an 8 or 9, this one would be, as I said, a 6 or 7. Maybe we could just split it and say 6.5 out of 10. But yeah, this is definitely a very fun watch. I enjoyed watching it, and I would recommend that you watch it too, because it's a fun watch. It's not a bad film. It's a pretty good film. One last thing, though. This is like the tech side of me coming out. In all the scenes, President Ross has an iPhone like 15 Pro, maybe an iPhone 16 Pro, I don't know. One of those, because the two phones look very similar. But when he's on the plane, he picks up the phone to do a call, and suddenly his phone changes to an iPhone 15. So does he have two different phones, or was it just like they forgot the 15 Pro, so they just handed him one of the random crew members 15 and thought we didn't notice? Marvel, I saw that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.